New York as a city that's concerned with culture, finance, academia, a world center, for these things. But we don't think of New Yorkers as concerned with the spirit world.
Over the centuries, you've had some of the most amazing artists, musicians, world leaders. They've all come to this city. So I think that whole combination of all these past energies have stayed here. It still resonates here. The vibration is very strong here. And maybe that's why it has become a special place.
The reason for that has a lot to do with its geography. Just after the War of Independence, the Revolutionary War, the new government opened up central New York State to land settlement, land development, and a flow of relatively liberal people from New England, the New England states, started to move into central New York State. That area became known as the Burned Over District, and that was because of the religious passions of the area. Because this flow of relatively liberal New Englanders just came into this area that was now uninhabited, all these people had left behind the churches and the congregations and the communities that they had come from. They had no binds, they had no social ties, they had no religious ties other than those they had left behind, and they were open to new ideas. And in America, if you look for flows of migration, if you look for flows of population, you will always find where the new religious ideas are coming from. In the first few decades of the 19th century, that was central New York State. So you had all this exciting stuff going on in central New York in the Burned Over District, some of it going on in the Hudson Valley. And the most ambitious figures in that movement, when they wanted to gain a new audience, they would come to New York City, where you really had the big population centers. So eventually New York became a magnet of its own for people with radical religious ideas.
A psychic is a person that is able to connect around people in their energy.
People in America have always been able to negotiate their way through the commerce and the responsibilities of ordinary everyday life, and also sometimes privately be very wide-ranging, very experimental in their religious ideas and in their search for meaning.
Well, I work from home. I don't work from a storefront, and I will never work from a storefront.
Those businesses, I think, are a front for something else. They're in high-rent districts, and they're empty. How could they possibly be paying the rent?
It's a business. That's all it is to these women. People come to me from Wall Street because they want to know if it's the career's right for them, if it's where they're meant to go. Even though they might be successful, they're feeling empty. They feel there's got to be more to their life than this. Someone wants exactly just what's going to happen in the future. Someone wants to know why a relationship isn't working. Mm-hmm. It can be anything. Or someone has broken up with someone and they want to know if they're going to get together again. Things like that. I will either make a connection by touching them. I will ask them to give me something so I can hold in my hand of theirs. I will start, as soon as I start feeling something, I'll start talking. I use tarot cards as well. That's another added thing, because you're picking the cards, your energy is transforming into the cards, and the ones you're picking are telling me the story of you. Every human being has the ability. Not everyone taps into it. Not everyone wants to learn about it, and not everyone has really the high sensitivity to allow it to work. in this society that we live in, emotions are classified as being a weakness, which they're not. We're human. We need to use our emotions. They're telling us something, but especially in a business world, you're always being told don't be emotional.
And it's a form of spirituality that's always been with us. I mean, ever since human beings expressed any kind of belief in divine agencies or higher agencies, there has been this human quest, sometimes within the mainstream faiths, sometimes outside the mainstream faiths, to pierce some kind of a veil to a hidden world.
I always say to people, I will guide you as much as I can, but it's up to you what you make of your own life and where you're going to direct it.
All of it is still here, but we walk past it every day and it gets overlooked.